Yeah, kid. Look like all systems is go. To me, it looked like all systems is go. All right, let's get it. We ain't waiting for people to come in. Pause for those that play that game. I'm just being funny. YouTube is live. Instagram is live. I'm not really sure why Instagram audio sometimes be a little spotty. We're going to try to rectify that. And then my own platform over here, we are definitely live. All right, let's get it. Let's go. Yes. Yes, 2 times. I know vibes. She like,
ooh la la, we breathe. Ooh la la, we breathe. Ooh la la, we breathe. Ooh la la, we breathe.
on a Friday.
Ooh la la, we breathe.
Let's go.
Ooh la la, we breathe.
Let's go.
Ooh la la, we breathe. Ooh la la.
Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Because over here on this side, we like to deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, when the people don't be acting flaky. Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you jump off the page, Chris Brown to the left, I'm going to need you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time, and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking. But you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. Me in the end game now. And we is in the end game, people. We in the end game because it hasn't been as bad since 2023, but it is bad since 2023. And that be the weather and the wildfires going on out there in Canada, right? Fires going on, the debris, the smoke and all that is making its way down here to the big city, the Big Apple, New York City. So the air quality been bad. So just at your own risk, wear your mask or don't wear your mask. It's completely up to you. I choose to wear mine, definitely yesterday and earlier, today. It's definitely not as bad as it was yesterday. But to each his own. I say like anything to equate it to would be the first responders, 9/11, right? Rest in peace to everybody. Condolences to those who lost their loved ones and is still, weighing heavy on them all these years later, because you never know how death is going to affect someone or dealing with grief and loss of a loved one, etc. But we know that the first responders, they responded not knowing till years later when all the studies and statistics, etc. comes to fruition, that it wasn't safe to run down there to the buildings, to stay down there, you know, with the debris and all that mayhem that took place, you know, after the towers fell, right? You just never know. Some people is really kind of like nonchalant with it, etc. And although it's in Canada and it's miles away and all that, you just never know. Me personally now, I ain't really trying to take a lot of chances. Y'all know on the channel, I want a quick death and an easy one. I want and an honest one. I don't want to really take no chances, you know what I mean, when it comes to my health, as far as that type of thing is concerned. But we in the end game because it's Friday, best day, blessed day, right? Blessed day because you woke up, blessed day because it's Friday or El Jumu'ah. And if you know, you know. If you're not in the loop, then that's okay. But my belief is that, or what I believe in, right? Both can be true. Is it all going to come to an end on the Friday? The day that most people, you know, party and bullshit and party and bullshit. That's that party and bullshit and party and bullshit. Honey's in the back looking righteous in a tight dress. I think I might just hit a little with a bitty one-on-one. I mean, rest in peace, big. But yeah, Friday is Doomsday. And I can't wait to see Doomsday when it come out in December, if I'm alive, right? God willing. But what I believe, and my belief, is Friday is the day that shit going to get real hectic on niggas and the population and the public and the world at large. So for it not to happen on today, I mean, we got at least another week. And if you're alive anyway on this day of Friday, right, the 17th, then you blessed, you highly favored. You should be grateful and appreciative. What up, my guy? You should be grateful and appreciative because you woke up. A lot of people didn't wake up. So you can start with there. I often tell my participants, the young people that I work with on a day in and day out basis, you know, the high risk kids, right? Some of your kids and shit, because you ain't doing what's right at home. They come to us. They with us already. I tell them that their gratitude plays an important part on their attitude, which ultimately has an effect on their altitude, right? So we got gratitude, attitude, and altitude. And they all tie in together when you wake up. As 50 Cent said, I wake up, stare at the ceiling. I'm alive. Woo! What a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful feeling to wake up. I don't care what happened last night. And the worst shit could have happened. You could have been in a shootout. You could have been in a mass shooting, but you lived. You got graves. You got shot in the leg, in the arm, in the shoulder. Because niggas get shot every day, B, right? Niggas get shot every day, B, to quote Cam, a.k.a. Rico. But you lived. Unfortunately, we all got to go. We hope to, you know, see our parents bury as opposed to them seeing us bury. So your moms could have died yesterday, right? Your father, your brother, your sibling, whoever, your child, unfortunately. And I hate to sound, you know, the Grim Reaper-ish type of energy, right? But you got that black cloud hanging over you, and it's hard to see the tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like Nas said, I fill a clip to the tip. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those type of things. But the reality is, even if all of those things happen, you're still alive. You're still alive. Kareem Akbar, he is the true leader of the CMB, and I'm going, if I go down, taking everybody with me. DJ Cashville, what's the word? Saul Capone, what's the word? All of those things could have happened to you, but you're still alive. So you should be grateful that your head still could hurt, that you can still feel the pain of losing a loved one. You still alive. Those who you're mourning, they're not alive. They didn't wake up. They didn't get past that moment where the bullets was flying or the cancer set in, you know, or what have you, right? You alive. You have something to be grateful for. You have something to be appreciative of. And so again, your gratitude affects your attitude. Your attitude affects your altitude. When you wake up feeling good, feeling blessed, feeling highly favored, ready to rock, ready to roll, like I'm on the books, baby. That feeling, right? Your energy is up. You are approaching the day with a different type of energy, with a different type of mindset. Now, compare that with somebody who, even none of those bad things happen, but just they wake up with the attitude of, fucking don't want to go to work today. I'm kind of like shit going on from last night. You know, my husband, you know, he left, or I caught him cheating. My baby mom was talking about she taking me to court for child support. You know, my son told me, you know, he rocking with his moms. He believe in the bullshit she fed him. Woo, 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 and So you're not appreciative. You're not grateful. You're not showing gratitude. You're not being appreciative and a grateful servant, right? And it's reported that the prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, right? When we talking about Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, right? One of his wives, right? Because he had a multitude of wives. One of them was asking him, like, why do you pray so much? Why are you always giving thanks? Why are you always in sujood, which is, you know, bowing down? Why are you always in a mind frame or a mind state, like I'm in a New York state of mind? Why are you in this mind frame of being grateful, being appreciative, being humble and shit like that? Stacks, what up? Why are you like this? You the prophet. You automatically guaranteed to go to paradise. And you know what his answer was to his wife? His answer was, should I not be an appreciative servant? Like, I get it. I'm going to go to paradise. I get it. I'm blessed. I get it. I got a lot of shit going in my favor. I get that. But should I not be appreciative of it? Should I not be thankful of it? And so you have to ask yourself, when you wake up in the morning, you had a bad day the night before. The night was horrible. When you wake up, what's your energy like? Are you ain't got to get on your knees and pray, or, you know, bow your head, bump your head. But what's your mindset like? What's your attitude like? Are you grateful that you woke up? Or are you like, fuck, man, I'm on earth again. Another day in this fucking shitty life. Or are you like, you know what? God put the spirit back in me, so today I could be great. Today I could figure it out. Today I could have motion. You should be thankful. And thus, and I'm going to end with this, your gratitude affects your attitude. Your attitude affects your altitude. How high do you want to fly today? Do you want to fly low? And what Jim Jones say? We fly high, no lie. You know this. Bowling! Like, we fly high because we grateful to the Most High. But let's talk about some other topics, right? It's a lot of shit trending. And I'm grateful that we could talk about it or even have an opinion on it, right? And I'm going to start where I often start a lot of times, which is the work that I do. Being a cure violence worker. That's the job title. That's some of the stuff of what I do. But that doesn't define me in totality. And I bring a lot more to the table than just that. But we can start there. It's a lot of videos trending, right? One video was trending of a 10-year-old boy on a bus arguing with the female bus driver. She ultimately told everybody to sit the fuck down, woo woo woo, and ah. And you know what this little bastard did, right? This little bastard, right? This little bastard gets out of his seats and attacks the bus driver. And instead of her, oh, you get, right? Instead of her, get, and fucked him up. She like kind of restrained him and shit. Unlike the bus driver of that girl that was on World Star years ago, when she was talking shit, then she spit on him, and then he said, "You going to jail now," and then he uppercutted the shit out of her, sent her to the upper level, then threw her ass off the bus. This particular bus driver didn't do that, but that's one video. It's another video in a classroom setting. Teacher telling everybody to be easy. Let's start today's lesson. Let's get your mind right, because you're here to learn. Not worry about the type of book bag you got. Not worrying about the type of Jordans or LeBron James sneakers you got on. Not worrying about your eyelashes being, you know what I mean, glued to your sideburns and your knee bone connected to your thigh bone, your hip bone connected to your, right, I'm being funny, but I'm not. Some of these young girls is really worrying about they fucking sideburns connecting to the eye. This shit is crazy, right? Shit is crazy, crazy. Shit crazy. She tell a little boy like, sit down, stop talking back. You here to learn, young brother, young king. You here to learn, and I'm here to teach you. So have some respect, have a seat, shut the fuck up. In both instances that I'm talking about, these young boys is, they with the shits. Too many videos or too many watching their parents, whether the mother or the father, not really show authority, and not put belt to ass. So therefore they go out and they show their ass. And the teachers is the brunt of it. Why am I bringing this up? What does this have to do with cure violence, right? Cure violence is under the umbrella and the thinking that violence is a disease and prevention is better than the cure, right? With that being said, what does both things have to do with each other, right? Those two incidents are what I do for my job. Well, I report to the hospital. Anytime it's a stabbing, assault, or GSW. And I'm not trying to be funny. But niggas get shot every day, B, right? Like Ken. Niggas get shot every day, B. Don't blame me. Don't blame the messenger. Don't get mad at me. The Paid in Full movie was bringing light to niggas in the hood, boys in the hood, men in the hood, children in the hood get shot every day, B. So I go to the hospital to see how we can de-escalate maybe violence that's going to come after violence already took place, what type of resources we can give. And a lot of the times, unfortunately, I run into parents who they're having a hard time trying to parent. And I know it ain't no book, it ain't no manual. Like Big said, it's rules to this shit. I wrote me a manual, step-by-step booklet for you to get your game on track. Not your shit pushed back, right? It ain't no rules to this motherfucking being a parent type shit. It's just not. This is coming from a parent myself. Essex County Cards, what's the word? It ain't no book. It ain't no rules on how to be a parent. So it ain't no manuscript you could follow to say you're going to be a good parent, you're going to be a bad parent. You might could fall in the middle. You might be a great parent, and you're the best around, and nothing's ever gonna keep you down. You're the best around, and nothing's ever gonna keep you down. You're the best around. Ain't nobody gonna keep you down. You the best parent around, or you the worst parent around. You a piece of shit. And I'm gonna say it like that. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna slice it. I'm not gonna dice it. You're a piece of shit. You suck at being a parent. And you fucking do-gooders. Too bad you couldn't do good at marriage, and you haven't a clue what I had to do to get here. I don't think you do. So take clear and keep your ears glued to the stereo, because here we go. The chicka joint, chicka. I'm a sinister. Mr. Kiss My Ass is just a renegade. Never been afraid to say what's on my mind, and never spend a time of day. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Eminem and Jigga. Jigga Man with the frozen hands and the ghost of Dan. I'm like, Goldie, man. I respond to the hospital. A lot of parents don't have a clue, and I'm not blaming them, because a lot of situations be like, damn, this shit is tough to navigate. Try to find the proper approach, the right approach. Sometimes it could be helter-skelter, and it could be all over the place, right? But what most have in common, in my opinion, as somebody on the job, 24/7, you really could say, because I'm on call. I can get a call right now, like last Friday when we was doing a live, and unfortunately the brother, you know, Canoe, Rockfoot, right? Shot in the park, Harlem, etc. Didn't know he was Muslim. I know now. I learned that he was Muslim today, and I believe his funeral was yesterday, right? And if you're not familiar with the Islamic faith, you know, 3 days pretty much after you are unalive or you pass away, you go on the ground, because that's just the sunnah of Islam, right? Like, you die, 3 days later you in the ground. There's no you know, embalming fluid, you know, there's no, you know, staying in the morgue for 10 days at the funeral home, etc. You die, you go on the ground within 3 days, you're wrapped in white sheets, you're not embalmed, your organs are intact, and you return back to the Most High, right? So I just found that out today. I didn't know he was Muslim. But anyway, right? What I'm realizing is that a lot of parents don't know that it's resources, and it don't gotta be my job, and I ain't gonna, you know, hide who I work for. You know, I work for the doc, you know, Sister Aisha Sekou, CEO and founder of Street Corner Resources, and that's where I work, right? Hospital supervisor, acting program manager, kind of like got 2 jobs. I do a lot there. I'm proud of the work that I do, and I'm still learning and still trying to get better. Let's put that there, right? But when I go to the hospital, when I speak to the parents, a lot of them, they don't know what resources is available. They don't know that it's help out there for them. And why am I bringing this up? And why did I tie this into the 2 different scenarios where the boys was hitting the teacher, going at somebody in authority that's supposed to be overseeing, and somebody that's there to guide, you know, said child, you know, through the curriculum, right? It's because a lot of parents don't know what's available. They feel like they're overwhelmed. They feel like nobody is listening, or that it's not help. But I'm here to say that it is help. It may not be the help that you're looking for. It may not even be the help that at that particular time that you need the help, that it can help you, right? But it's still programs, and it don't have to be my job, right? I'm not trying to do a shameless plug, right? You know, on the channel, I'm going to call a spade, and it just is what it is, right? You still got to do your due diligence as a child to give your child all the resources that you possibly can muster. Counseling, mental health, you know, rules and engagements of gang activity and shit that go on in today's society. And this is another reason why I brought up why I respond to the hospital. Not only do some of the parents seem overwhelmed, but sometimes when it's gang related and they're parents of a good child, right? Or even a bad child. They say I'm from the 718, Bronx, Brooklyn, 212, Harlem, right? I don't know how to navigate this gang shit. I don't know how to navigate a young motherfucker the same age as my son or daughter calling shots. And you a shot caller. You want to be with a baller, shot caller, like you a shot caller at 13, 14. My son is 16, 17. My daughter's 16, 15. Got caught up in the situation. And that's because people of my era, and I'm Generation X, I believe we the best generation, but I'm biased. Yes, I am. We didn't have to deal with social media. We didn't have to deal with gang culture. We didn't have to deal with the LGBT5 culture and the agenda, in my opinion, that's pushed on the kids today. And so our parents didn't have to navigate that. Now you got to navigate that. Social. Do not underestimate the power and the influence of social media. And not just the young Miamis and spin that shit. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Not just that, but the influence of other young people being on social media, word traveling faster than the sound, right? Shit getting out there, videos going viral. And this is the last thing I'll say before we get into some other trending topics, right? For the parents, I get it, you may not know that there's resources out there. You got to look and do your due diligence, right? Come to the community board meetings every month. Look up your district, see what area and area code that you fall under, and then attend these community boards so that you can find out what's going on in your neighborhood, the resources that's available. And then lastly, right? As parents, what type of workshops and resources is available to you? Kareem Akbar, you are the true leader of the C&Bs for your kids, for you, to help you be better equipped to 52 block some of the shit that you're bound to encounter. You're bound to encounter, right? If you don't know how to deal with it, you're going to come across that bridge, that proverbial bridge of what to do. And if you don't know what to do, and in chess, they say make your next move your best move, right? It's the mystery of the chess boxing. Wu-Tang, right? Again and again. Oh, what you want to hear? Wu-Tang Clan coming at you. Watch step, kid. Watch step, kid. Watch step, kid. You best protect your neck. Smoke on the mic like smoking Joe Frazier, the hell racer. Raising hell with the flavor. Terrorizing jams like troops in Pakistan. Swinging through your town like the neighborhood Spider-Man. So, tick-tock, keep ticking while I get you open up the shit that I'm kicking. Long Ranger, Code Red, Danger. Deep in the heart of the park, to rip apart your band new, too hot to handle your battle. You're saying goodbye like Tevin Campbell. Roughneck, Inspector Deck on the set. The Rebel, I make more noise than heavy metal. So you can have resources available to you. You can attend workshops to better equip you on stuff that you might see as a parent, trying to navigate the gang culture, social media culture, peer pressure, the LGB5 train and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? This is what you're going to be dealing with. You can run from it. You could dread it. But destiny arrives all the same. You're going to have to figure it out. You can't use the excuse of, I don't know what's going on. And lastly, we'll end with this, because I often allude to this on a lot of my videos, right? Since I've been a cure violence worker in the form that I'm in now. Because I've been doing the work, just not like this. The day-to-day, daily activities of a cure violence worker and somebody that's under the cure violence umbrella. Parents, don't wait till your kids is jumped and stabbed. Don't wait till your kids is shot up. Don't wait till the shit already hits the fan, then be reactive. Be proactive. And that's why I say you don't have to be a cure violence worker to do the work. Learn some of the techniques. Come to the meetings. Come to the workshops so that you can better do the work before shit hits the fan. And I'll just leave it at that. Right? Let's talk about Myth Bleak is, Myth Bleak is, Myth Bleak is, Myth Bleak is. Myth Bleak is out of his motherfucking mind. Myth Bleak is out of his motherfucking rabbit ass mind, right? And we talking about Myth Bleak, I done came up, put my life on the line, switched the game up. Now it's my time to shine, soak the game up. Same Myth Bleak that was been rhyming with Hove since the beginning. Like, you know what I mean? Here's a G. Nah, nigga, I ride with you for free. Right? And we know Jay and Memphis Bleak relationship. Hove, like, Bleak ain't even got a rhyme. He in my will somewhere. He's good, right? First, let's talk about the top 5 dead or alive, and that's just off one LP, right? Memphis Bleak.
I get it. No, you got it.
I do want to keep it Brooklyn. Then I asked them your top 5 Brooklyn MCs of all time.
What?
Punch told me don't ask you because you're going to do the cliche Big J.
Yeah. Let's go get a cliche number.
You understand? So we got 3 now.
No Big and J.
So let's 3, 4, 5. Let's 3, 4, 5.
We keep them in there. The Big and J, that's fine.
Sean Price.
Okay, Sean P.
I like Sean P.
Is this in order?
Yeah, I give Big J, Sean P, Fab. I don't want to say myself. That's bias. I put.
You're not in the top 5, my brother. I'm
somebody
sorry.
else some love. You know who I like? He gonna be mad at me. I forgot his fucking name right now. What's the homie from the show? Played in what is it? Raising Canaan. My nigga from the Bush.
Oh, Badass?
Joey
Badass.
Fucking
Joey
nice
Badass.
as shit.
I like Joey Badass.
I think Joey is nice too. This niggas that got bar work. Even when you come out of bed style, this thing's like Papoose. Papoose is bar work crazy.
Yeah,
Bar work.
He said his top 5.
I can't have a fucking.
What was your top 5?
I mean, if we got
Rowdy, Bobby.
is an honorary.
Rowdy and Bobby is crazy.
I know
You know what? Shout out my niggas, but I wasn't gonna go to. Those are my friends. I'm not putting them in my
What are your
5.
top 5?
My 5?
Yeah.
I don't.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, I know. I go whole Fab.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I don't put Big. I don't put Big because it's like he was dead before I really got to really consume rap. I go whole Fab.
Wow.
Like Nice from Brooklyn. Nice. They gonna get me. I gotta go Pap. Pap is a beast.
Pap is super nice.
Pap is
like
bar work is
alternate 5
tremendous.
Would be Kane, Pat.
That's why I put Kane in mine. I put Kane, Special Ed.
Special ed.
For special
Yes.
I'm learning. I cannot.
Why
you said
See, I know you're gonna try to do it. Yo, bro, what the fuck? I just asked a question. Special ed should be top 5. I never heard this.
No, he shouldn't. No, he shouldn't.
I don't know.
No, he
They're gonna
shouldn't.
try to quote.
I'm not a Puerto
This is
Rican,
shit
but-
that he does. He says it. You know what I'm saying?
Alright, so I'm not a Puerto Rican, but I'm speaking so that you know. And understand I got the gift to speak, and it's a blessing. So listen to the lesson I speak. I talk sense and dense until the form of a poem. From the knowledge to the top of my dome, I'm kind of young. But my tongue speaks maturity. I'm not a child. I don't need nothing but security. I get paid when my records is played. To put it short, I got it made. He put, you know, special ed respectfully. But Memphis Bleak is bugging out, right? And this is why I wanted to talk about this topic or bring it to the light, right? I am the light. LYTE, like MC Light, bring it to the light. Max B, when he was on the Gilly, the $1 million worth of game podcast, or maybe it was another podcast. I think it was Gilly, because Gilly did come out in defense of Max B. But Max B said, I fucks with Kane, right? He said, I fucks with Kane. Kane is nice. He's a forefather. He's legendary. Basically, that's what Max B said. But then when they started going on and the conversation continued, he said, well, what have you done for me lately? Where's the hits? And we keep coming back with more and more hits. More and more hits. Nice and smooth as hits to groove you and make you groove, and so improving you. We keep coming back with more and more hits. More and more hits. More and more hits. Where's the hits at, right? And where's the what have you done for me lately? This is Memphis Bleak from Brooklyn, no less. He didn't have Kane on that top 5. He put Sean Price, okay, right? He put Hove, Big, Sean Price, Fab, and he put Joey Badass. You left off Kane. You left off Busta Rhymes. This is my top 5. And like the brother, I forget his name, the DJ brother, Big is definitely top 5 in Brooklyn. He's not top 5 no more in all MCs, because unfortunately his untimely, death. You have to keep having classic and keep having hits to stay relevant and in that top 5 relevancy, right? But you definitely got Hove, you got Big, you got Busta, you got Fab, you got Big Daddy Kane. That's my top 5 out of Brooklyn. Sean Price, I know is nice. J. Rue the Damager, I know is nice. Buckshot Shorty, I seen some people give an honorable mention. Papoose, super nice. Lyrical, lyrically, lyrical ability. But where's your hits? Right, that's why I kept saying, we keep coming back with more and more hits. More and more hits. More and more hits. Where's your hits at? Because it's the music business. I don't care if you can spit mad bars, you mad nice and all this bubblegum shit. Where's the hits at? Where is the hits? Because we want to hear some good hits and good music. We want to hear the hits and the good music. We don't want to hear the motherfucking gym workout rhymes. Sometimes we do. I'm in the gym. I'm listening to the mixtape bars. I'm driving up the I-95 going, back home, or I-95 South. We going to other places, right? And I used to get it in Ohio, to quote Ken. So we listening to the mixtapes. We listening to the bars. You got bars. We not disputing that. But like Nice and Smooth said years ago, we keep coming back with more and more hits. More and more hits? Where's your hits at? In order to be top 5 anything, you have to have some fucking hits. So Memphis Bleak, he ain't gonna get the bad press that Max B got, because a lot of people were saying that he violated, or you talking about one of the legends and Big Daddy Kane and woo and negating the fact that before it got to that point, he said, I fuck with Kane. I like Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane is a legend. He's super nice. All he said was, what have you done for me lately? Where's your current music that's spinning in the clip? Where's your viral moments? How are you relevant? Who are the people talking about you? Then a lot of old heads, a lot of people, just because they wanted to stay in the algorithm, was like, oh, Big Daddy Kane and Max B, you can never fuck with, and, you know, woo, 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 and and he'll spank you and all this. But Memphis Bleak just said, Biggie, Jay-Z, of course, that's his man, Sean Price, who I think is super nice, Fab, and Joey Badass. That nigga left Busta off. Let's be clear, right? This coming from somebody who's a Busta fan, but had doubts on lyrical ability, being able to hang with other people, at least a few years ago. Then when he came out with the Big Bang Theory on Aftermath with Dr. Dre being the executive producer of that album, to me, Tony, there was no other way. He reversed the narrative and said, nah, I'm nice, niggas. I'm nice lyrically. I'm not just a rah-rah like a Dungeon Dragon. So my top 5 is Big, Hove, not in that order, obviously. Hove is, let's do it in my order, right? Hove, Busta, Big, Fab, Big Daddy Kane. Why? Like Max B said, Big Daddy Kane, you super nice and all that, but where's the relevancy? Where's your last hit that the old school fans like myself and the new school fans, if you will, rocking with you? Where's the shit we fucking with? I call Big Daddy Kane all the time on this channel. So when a lot of people was coming to the defense, was coming to the internet like, yo, Big Daddy Kane is blasphemy, it's like, niggas, y'all niggas wasn't talking about Kane. You wasn't quoting his lyrics. You wasn't even mentioning him. You only mentioned him because Max B said something that you thought was offensive. Now you put him in your algorithm. But prior to that, you wasn't doing what I do on this channel. And I'm not saying everybody was like that. What I'm saying is you wasn't mentioning him. Hov he's gonna always be viral, even when he's not viral, because he's one of the few MCs that doesn't have an Instagram profile, Facebook profile, a Twitter profile. Yeah, he still stays in the, the media circuit. Busta Rhymes, you could quote to, even if you want to say his last hit was "Look at Me Now" with Chris Brown, which was a few years ago, and that's probably not his last song that he put out that people was fucking with, but let's just say it's still right there. Fab, obviously he's on Let's Rap About It. He just put the 50 Cent diss out, etc. He got still trending music, right? And Big is a staple in hip hop, even though he haven't put out an album since 1997. I know they put out the Rebirth or Reborn or whatever, but Big, his impact is undeniable. You never gonna escape him, right? But Memphis Bleak, no Big Daddy Kane, no Busta. You think Joey Badass, if they was to do a versus with Big Daddy Kane or a Busta Rhymes, would be able to stand up there with them on that stage? I think you bugging out. And then for you to say, I'm not going to mention myself, bro, I know you want some tough records, especially with Hov, right? Memphis Bleak, etc. Beanie Siegel, right? You don't really got no standout records like that. You're not top 5 in no Brooklyn Countdown. You're not. You're not better than the Genius. None of your albums is better than Liquid Swords. None of your albums. You're not better than J. Rue the Damager. You're not. Lyrically wise. You're not fucking with him. You're not better than Papoose. Papoose get a honorable mention because you nice lyrical. Your lyrical ability will jump you up a couple of notches. But you don't got enough hits. You ain't got enough hits. You know what I'm saying? And we keep coming back with more and more hits. more and more hits. Where's the hits at? Bucket Naked, the other shit, you know, the green, all about the green, 50s and 20s and the green, the green. You don't have a lot of hits. That doesn't mean you're not, I'm not saying you're not nice. I'm not saying you can't get in a car, put on anybody beat and start freestyling and kill it. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is what the people run to, what they gravitate towards. Who are you, right? Where's your hits? And if you get on the stage with a Buster, with a Big Daddy Kane, you're going to get smoked. It's not even going to be a good verses. You're going to do 1, 2, even if I give you 6 songs. And that's a lot. 6 songs is a fucking lot. Buster going to bury you. He's going to bury you with body blows, body blow, headshot, right hooks. He's going to kill you. He's going to kill you. And even though Big Daddy Kane is old, right? And ain't probably put out hits in a long time, for people like myself, when he do Warm It Up Kane and Smooth Operator and Ain't No Half Stepping and Another Victory and The Vapors and the other song with Biz Markie and etc., you're going to get cleaned. You're going to get cleaned. You can't fuck with Big Daddy Kane. But where was the respect from a Memphis Bleak? That's what we're asking. And this topic doesn't end here. Because now we have to bring up the fact that he's bugging out. Especially about, and that's his opinion though, so maybe he's not bugging out. That's what he like. That's who he's quoting, etc. Woo, 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 and All right, cool. That's who you like. Let's talk about the fact that he said, fuck the activists. Fuck what y'all got to say. I'm not even worrying about what y'all have to say. And this is in reference to the Breakfast Club interview, right? Where they was asking him, you know, what does he think about the boycott of Target, Hove having his album sold in there and the rollout, etc. And at one point in the interview, he was like, that's like the old lady asking us what the fuck we doing outside at 3 in the morning, making noise, playing music, you know, and etc. We selling drugs, bitch. You like, yo, you don't pay my rent, which is true. Hove don't owe these niggas nothing, which is true. And we should never look towards these celebrities, entertainers, people in the public eye to lead the way. We should. We do, not me, but we do. And that's where you go astray at. Because no matter how much you identify with, you can relate to their storyline or their hierarchy, resonate with you. Jay-Z's not a leader. And Jay-Z, right? And Jay-Z's not a leader. He's not your leader. He like, yeah, and I can't be controlled, and I'm the one you should be thankful, you know, that is me and not him, and woo, 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 and And it sounds good, you know. Huey Newton. It sounds good. L. Cleaver's Ice and all that, right? George, you know, I was about to say Floyd, but George Jackson, you know what I mean? And anybody else that you can think of that walked that road and, you know, let them shoes travel that path. You not none of them, in my opinion. And it ain't no shade because I don't look at Hov as a leader. I don't look at him, you know, as somebody that's going to help me out, get me out the ghetto, or any of those things. I don't. But I recognize and understand that some people do. They've been looking at him that way. So they are disappointed or they just blind following. And he like, yo, you can't pay his rent. And I don't give a fuck about none of that activism shit because people are still in Target. people still shop at Walmart, like Hov was saying. And Jay-Z, he's right in this regard. People are still shopping on Amazon. I just brought some shit up there the other day. People are still shopping at Target. I haven't shopped at Target in months and months. Or maybe even it's been a year or two now. Not since the boycott, but I wasn't a big Target shopper anyway. But, you know, I understand that we boycotting, so, you know, or whatever. People are doing business in Target still. So Memphis Bleak, Jay-Z rationale behind it is like, yo, don't try to come for me. I'm Hov. And regular everyday people are still shopping at these places of business. That's true. Like Slick Rick said, that's true. So that's why we never have no beef. So right now the mouths and brush the gold teeth, right? No, that's true. But we poor black folks, we only have so much say over where we shop, where we spend our money because of the proximity in the areas and area codes that we live at. If all the surrounding you is businesses that's owned by the Jews or the small hats or the Asians or the Philippines or the Mexicans or the Arabs or the Indians and what have you, then there's only but so much boycotting you can do. That's just the reality. Your heart may be in the right place. You may speak out against certain things, but it's really nothing you can do. Because you got to get on that bus or that train just to travel. Now, you can say, yo, if your dedication was really there, you would do it. I get you. But is it really plausible? Is it really, you know, linguistically or logistically plausible for you to get on the D train, travel all the way downtown when the store's right there? You know what I'm saying? Hov, you a billionaire. And Bleak is in your will somewhere. Great Fire, what's the word? So you can gaslight or antagonize us as a people and say, yeah, you shouldn't be shopping in that supermarket and